Alright, g'day champions. So in this video we're going to be looking at how to fix this 15 horsepower Mercury. It's actually a motor that's built by Tohatsu. It's the same as a 18 horsepower Tohatsu, but yes, sort of detuned slightly to become the 15 horsepower that Mercury puts their stickers on. Anyway, so this motor runs really well. It's an awesome motor. They're fantastic machines, but it does have a leak from the bottom of the head. There's a Welsh plug in there. So yeah, I'm going to do a compression test on this, make sure it's all sweet, then we'll pull the head off and yeah, sort it out, and hopefully all those head bolts come out. All right, let's get into it. So you can see someone's tried to just seal it with some sealer under here. Yeah, I guess it might have worked for a day or two, but I don't think it's the way to do it properly. It looks nice. Just checking out the yeah, colour of the plugs and if they're wet or burnt. So we got 150 on the bottom. Got 150 on the top. Perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and take the coil off to give me a little bit of extra space to pull these head bolts out. Now pull the head bolts out. Hopefully they undo. Oh, I don't think so. You get the idea. All right, so I've got all of the head bolts out of this head apart from one so far. That one I've still got to go is the one, yeah, down on the bottom there. If I snap that one, I am gonna have to pull the whole power head off so I can re-tap that thread. So fingers crossed that one comes out. They have been pretty stubborn, yeah, pretty tight like normal. Anyway, let's get into this last bolt and fingers crossed I get it out in one piece. That's just all that sealer someone's put in there, that glowing red colour. Oh, she's tight. Come on. Yes, awesome. Woohoo! All right, I should be able to pop this head off now. Very nice. So that's the issue there. See that Welsh plug at the bottom? Has a little corrosion hole in it. It's quite common on these, so it's very easy to replace once you've got the head off. Just pop that out and put a new Welsh plug in, new head gasket, and yeah, sorted. So the bores look really nice in this motor, which is good. Yeah, no scuffs and scratches, looks awesome. So yeah, I'll clean up the water passage. It's actually pretty clean, it's just a little bit of gunk on the very edges. So yeah, I'll give this a clean up. I'll block both the pots before I clean that up, and yeah, awesome. I'll just see if we can pop this old plug out. There we go. I'll gently clean that surface up in there. I won't, scratch the sides or anything, but then we can just press the new one back in. Very easy. So one thing, if I'm putting a motor back together and I'm using the same head bolts, I like to clean up all the threads. So yeah, get the appropriate sized tool and clean them up, make sure they're clean. So a little trick you can do to clean up the internal threads like this is to grab a spare head bolt and cut a little scallop in the end like that. Make sure you don't put a burr on the little cutting edge there, and then you can run that in, clean that out and run it in again, and that normally I've found clears out the threads. Of course you can use the correct size tap cutting bit, but if you don't have that, I found with the aluminium blocks this works totally fine to clear the old threads out. Anyway, there's a little trick. Make sure to not cross thread it as you put it in. They're not too dirty, these threads, so there are some times you do need to definitely clean them out because they are full of salt and stuff. So as you can see, this says Tohatsu. Obviously this is a Mercury, but I've ordered through Tohatsu because it's the same as the 18 horsepower. So that will sit in there, and once we flatten it, it sort of locks into position. I like to put a little bit of thread locker just under the Welsh plug, just a tiny little bit. Just ensures a good seal. And once you flatten them off, they lock into place. That's it. So you just want it flat, you don't want to like concave it. So yeah, that's installed. As you can see, I've got a 18 horsepower Tohatsu head gasket for this motor. Like I said, I just find my Tohatsu supplier easier to get parts from. So as you can see, exactly the same. So if you order a part from Mercury, it's going to be coming from Japan anyway, from Tohatsu. It'll just obviously be repackaged as a Mercury part. But anyway, if you are having troubles getting Mercury parts, you can always check out the Tohatsu 18 horsepower parts for the 15 horsepower Mercury Super 2-stroke. So that's all cleaned up now. Very clean. The head's looking awesome. New Welsh plug. So you're going to make sure the mounting surfaces are super clean on those. All right, let's go and put that head back on. I'll sit those bottom two through now. I'll get all the bolts in before I tighten any of them. and there's an order which you need to tighten them up to the specific specs, and we'll run through that. So nice putting a motor together where you've cleaned up all the threads and everything just sort of fits together like it should. So when you're tightening head bolts on a motor, you need to find out what torque they need to be torqued down to. You don't go straight to that torque setting, you work your way up to it. So I'll be using a torque wrench. And when you torque a head down, you can see Tohatsu here, or Mercury has actually numbered them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's very normal, even if they're not numbered. You start in the center and work your way from the center in ever increasing circles until you reach the outside bolts. So that's just the way you do it. It's to stop sort of twisting and warping the head. So if you were to start, let's say tighten this one down to spec, tighten the other one down to spec, you'll probably find that you'll bend your head like that. So starting from the center and working your way out, it sort of gently just clamps the whole head down in one plane. So that's why they like to tighten the head bolts like that. Anyway, I'll go ahead and torque these down. So I'll work my way up from a lower torque. Those ones down the bottom can't get a torque wrench in there, so you just got to try and simulate. What I like to do is test how much force it takes on one of those ones that are torqued and simulate it on these bottom ones. Okay, now I'll work my way up to a bit more of a torque. Okay, then 2 more, and then I'll have to probably switch to my bigger torque wrench to reach the full amount. What do they feel like? Awesome. Well, we're sorted with that. I'll put the spark plugs in, put the electronics back in, and we'll start it up and check for no leaks. Moment of truth. Awesome. So yeah, there was water obviously leaking out under that head originally, so all fixed. Glad I took it for a water test. Someone had the wrong main jet in this carburetor, so yeah, it wasn't getting full RPM. And also the prop that was on it, the bush was a bit like offset. I could hear it or feel it like vibrating a bit. So anyway, I've put a 10 pitch cut down prop that I've had on that, so I'll just start this up. This boat's not really designed for more than a 5 horsepower, so I won't go too quick, but this boat. Neutral, reverse. Yeah, so I think it's all sweet now. As far as I can tell, it looks, yeah, good. Cool. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Subscribe, yeah, for more boat related stuff. Anyway, all the best, champs. Bye.